Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm revealing 5 enemies inside. You silent blockers that stop your success before you even start. And enemy number 1 sits beside you every single day. Enemy 1. What will people say? This enemy doesn't punch you. It whispers. Don't post that. Don't try that. What if someone laughs? Most people aren't controlled by parents, bosses, or circumstances. They're controlled by a group of imaginary critics living in their mind, shaking their heads at everything they do. I know someone who wanted to join the gym not to get fit, but because they were scared someone would say, "Why are you suddenly trying to improve?" Imagine living in a world where self-improvement looks suspicious. Let me remind you of something. When Ed Sheeran started performing, people told him he sounded like a broken air conditioner. Today, those same people cry at his concerts like he's singing to their soul. When Messi was 11, they said he was too weak, too skinny. At 16, they said he was trying too hard. Today, those same people scream his name so loudly they forget their own nationality. People don't actually know what they want, but they always know how to talk, and it's not just celebrities. You want to dress differently? What will people say? You want to switch careers? What will people say? You want dessert during your diet? Your friend will stare like you just killed your dreams. What will people say? A guy I know wanted to start YouTube. He said, "My cousins will laugh." Said, "Your cousins laughed the day you were born. They're professionals." And honestly, people swallow fire on live streams, and nobody bats an eye. Your video is not going to break society. People fear embarrassment more than failure. But embarrassment lasts 30 seconds. Failure lasts 1 moment. Regret lasts your entire life. And here's the twist. The same people whose opinions you fear are scared of other people's opinions too. A global chain of insecure humans controlling each other. A girl wanted to post her artwork. She said, "What if people say it's bad?" I asked, "Do you know how many terrible drawings go viral every week?" "Nobody cares." She posted anyway. Got likes. Got orders. Got customers. She laughs at her old fear now. Because here's the truth. When you live for people's opinions, you shrink your life. When you stop caring what people say, people start caring about what you say. One day, the same people who doubted you will proudly claim, "I knew them before they were anything." It's not because you proved them wrong, but because you finally realized the truth. They never controlled you. You just let them. Enemy 2. Ego. The I already know syndrome. Enemy number 2 is sneaky. It doesn't shout. It whispers, "I'm right. I already know. I don't need help." And that whisper has destroyed more potential than failure ever has. Ego convinces you that learning is beneath you, while life is trying to teach you everything. I met a young guy who said, "I don't need advice." 3 months later, he returned with the same questions he refused to listen to. Not because he was dumb, because his ego was louder than reality. Ego is funny. You watch 3 motivational videos, and suddenly you're a life coach. You lift weights for 2 weeks, and suddenly you walk like you own the gym. You read 1 finance book, and now you're giving investment advice to people with actual money. Ego makes beginners feel like experts, and experts feel like gods. Dwayne Johnson admitted that early in life. Ego made him believe success would come easily. Then, he got cut from his team, broke, depressed, lost. He said that failure forced him to start again as a student. That humility built the icon he is today. Steve Jobs. His ego was so intense, his OWN company fired him. That's the power of ego. It can make you lose what you built. But he came back wiser, calmer, open to learning, and that version changed the world. Now, let's make it relatable. A guy refuses to read books because books are boring, but spends 3 hours watching useless videos. A girl won't ask a question because ego says, "If you ask, you'll look dumb." A businessman doesn't upgrade his skills because "I've done this for 20 years, then gets shocked when the world leaves him behind. The people who pretend to know everything stay exactly where they are, so test yourself. When did you last admit you were wrong? When did you last learn something new? When did you last listen instead of argue? Ego never warns you when it's ruining your life. It only lets you realize it when the damage is already done. But the good news? You can destroy ego with one weapon: humility, not weakness, courage. I don't know. Teach me. I made a mistake. I'll improve. I need help. It's okay. When you drop ego, you don't become smaller. You become unstoppable. Remember, ego makes you feel like you're climbing a mountain, but it's actually pulling you down slowly. Let it go. Your future is bigger than your pride. Enemy 3. Quick results. Addiction quitting too fast. Enemy hash. 3 affects everyone, even the disciplined. It's the addiction to quick results. We live in a world of instant coffee, instant messages, instant entertainment. So we expect instant success to 2 weeks of learning, and we want mastery. 2 posts on social media, and we want to go viral. 2 days at the gym, and we want superhero abs. That voice that says, if it's not happening fast, it's not worth it. That's quick results addiction. A girl started guitar. 2 weeks later, her fingers hurt. She sounded terrible. She saw a 12-year-old prodigy online and said, I'll never be like her. I quit. She forgot one simple truth. Every master was once a beginner. J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times. If she wanted quick success, Hogwarts would not exist. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. If he expected instant results, he'd never become the GOAT. Bill Gates failed multiple times before. Microsoft even started to work. Quick results addiction would have killed their dreams, and we all know people like this. Starts gym in January, quits in February. Starts investing, panics after one bad day. Starts a course, abandons it after one difficult lesson. Success doesn't respond to impatience. It responds to consistency. The problem isn't talent. It's not resources. It's expectation. We want everything instantly. Here's the funny truth. People complain that life takes too long, but they'll binge a show for 5 hours, scroll social media for 1 hour, and then spend 20 minutes learning something meaningful. Quick results addiction is like a toddler. It throws a tantrum the moment it doesn't get what it wants. And the worst part? It convinces you that giving up is smart. Let me give you a relatable example. A guy wanted to learn English. He downloaded an app, did 5 lessons, didn't understand anything, and said, "This app is useless." 3 years later, the same guy complained that foreigners don't understand him. Quick results addiction had him again, expecting miracles without patience. The truth is simple. Success is a marathon. Slow, messy, painful, full of failures. People don't quit because they're lazy. They quit because they're addicted to fast results. So how do you fight this enemy? You learn to love the process, not the outcome. The internet, trends, and social pressure make this enemy stronger every day. But if you can wait, if you can persist, if you can focus, you will outperform everyone who quit too soon. Quick results addiction doesn't destroy dreams loudly. It kills them quietly, the moment the magic doesn't happen instantly. But remember, magic is built over time. Not in a day. Not in a week. Not in a month. If you resist this enemy, you will build a life others only imagine. Enemy 4. Tomorrow delaying your life. The 4th enemy is universal. Everybody knows it. Everybody struggles with it. But almost nobody fights it. The enemy is tomorrow. Tomorrow sounds harmless, like a promise, like hope. But secretly, it steals your entire life. Tomorrow, I'll start my diet. Tomorrow, I'll build my business. Tomorrow, I'll learn that skill. Tomorrow, I'll chase my dream. And tomorrow comes, and then comes again. And suddenly 5 years have passed while your dream is still locked inside your mind. I know someone who wanted to start a blog. He kept saying, tomorrow. Years later, he admitted, I'm still waiting for the perfect day. I asked, was there ever a perfect day for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? He understood immediately the perfect day doesn't exist. Look at Jeff Bezos. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He started Amazon in a garage with risk, chaos, and uncertainty swirling around him. Oprah Winfrey didn't wait for the perfect opportunity. She created her opportunity by acting now, not tomorrow. Tomorrow feels safe. It comforts you. It says, relax. You have time. But that comfort is a trap. Inaction is slow death for dreams. Think about it. The person who wanted to learn coding tomorrow is stuck in a job they hate today. The student who promised to study tomorrow is still failing exams. The entrepreneur who delayed action is watching competitors win. We spend hours watching strangers chase their goals while we tell ourselves, tomorrow I'll start my life. Tomorrow is the enemy wearing an innocent mask. It doesn't shout. It whispers. And while it whispers, it steals years. The harsh truth. Every tomorrow you give yourself is a day you lose forever. So how do you defeat this enemy? Start today. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Write one page. Post one video. Send one email. Learn one thing. Take one step. One step today is worth more than 1,000 tomorrows. Your dreams are not waiting for perfect conditions. Life will not pause for you. If you give everything to tomorrow, you will end up living someone else's life. Don't wait. Move. Act today. Enemy 5. Old. Identity staying the same person. The fifth enemy is quiet, subtle, but dangerously powerful. Old identity. Most people want a new life, success, money, recognition, happiness, but they're still the same person they were 5, 10, 20 years ago. Same habits, same routines, same excuses, same environment. It's like expecting a mango tree to grow oranges. It won't, not because it can't, but because it never changed. I know someone who said, I want to be fit, but he kept eating junk, sleeping late, and skipping workouts. Nothing changed. Because he wanted a new life while living inside an old identity. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't become Mr. Universe by wishing. He lived every day as the version of himself he wanted to become. Disciplined, relentless, unstoppable. Elon Musk didn't build Tesla or SpaceX by thinking like a regular engineer. He adopted the identity of someone who could take huge risks, learn endlessly, and innovate constantly. You cannot become new with the behaviors of your old. Your habits, your environment, your daily actions, they define your identity. You keep scrolling, TikTok, gossiping about friends, eating sugar like medicine, and then expect a millionaire life? Impossible. Identity is not your name, not your degree, not your job. Identity is your daily behavior. Who you are when no one is watching. A friend once told me I want to be a writer. But every day he repeated, I can't write. I'm not ready. His old identity kept him stuck. The moment he wrote one page a day, read daily, learned daily, he became a writer. Not instantly, but gradually, until he finally realized, I am no longer who I used to be. Old identity hides behind excuses. I can't. I'm too old. I'm inexperienced. It feels safe, but comfort never creates greatness. Familiarity never creates innovation. Old habits never create new results. So how do you defeat this enemy? Act like the person you want to become. Think like them. Learn like them. Surround yourself with people who reflect your future, not your past. Slowly, your old self will fade. Your new self will rise. Remember, you cannot create a new life while living in your old skin. The person you are today is a copy of your past. The person you want to become needs action today. Stop being your old self. Start becoming who you were meant to be. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends.